This is Thoughts with C, J, and L.
A podcast by 3 Asian American people with thoughts on being Asian, American, and people.
This week, we're giving our thoughts on 2021.
So, today we're talking about our thoughts on 2021. Woo!
Yay.
Because when the clock strikes 12 on 2021, everything goes back to normal.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how it works.
Everything resets, disappears.
We're just Cinderella at a ball.
Or the simulation ends and we just find out that it's all an experiment.
No, there is that theory that like, you know how the world was supposed to end at in 2012? They were like, there's a theory that they translated the thing wrong and it was actually 2021.
Oh, we got the number order wrong. Instead of 12, it was actually 21. Okay, so when you imagine waking up from the simulation, do you imagine waking up in like a laboratory or like in green pasture?
I imagine a doctor's office with lab coats and everything.
Have you guys seen Avatar? Like the one with the blue people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I imagine like that situation.
Yeah, that's what I imagine too.
Okay. Anyway, these bits aside, context. We're at the end of 2020. 2021 has not happened yet. So we don't know what happens on New Year's Day / New Year's Eve. Maybe COVID will just be gone and everything will be okay. But we have no idea.
Maybe the world will explode and we're just...
Okay, no, it has to keep going because we release this. There has to be an end so that we can release this podcast content.
That's true. Okay, so when we release this, it'll be 2021 and we will have a new president.
Yes.
Will we?
Yeah.
Or
if everything goes according to plan. According to my plan.
Nothing goes by our plans.
Biden is just a little pawn in Cat's game.
Yeah. But anyway, do you guys have any thoughts on 2021?
I mean, there are a lot of thoughts in my head.
Wait, let's backtrack. Should we reflect on 2020?
Yeah, let's do bad news first and then good news. Well, okay, however you 2020.
Who says 2021 is good news?
Yeah, it could get worse. It could be the worst news.
Okay. I have something. I was driving and I was just thinking about how 2019 Kat, like at the end of where I was a year ago, at this point, like I feel like I don't know her. Like she feels like a totally different person. Like I think I was thinking, I really wonder what 2019 Kat was thinking about because I do not know. Well, okay, because I had so much time to myself, like I was saying earlier, like I feel like the introspection has really been good for me. And I feel like there was a lot of things that I wanted / cared about that I like no longer want or care about at all. So like as chaotic as the outside world has been, the inside world is starting to feel a little bit less chaotic.
Looking back, the things that you don't care about anymore, does it seem a little more clear, or do you feel like, I'm going to say like a little silly for liking them at one point? Like that kind of thing? Or is it kind of like, oh, this is just a different time and this is what I like now? Did it clear up or did you change what you like?
Or I think it's more so that like I think the things that I cared about were not things that I actually care, like intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. I think I had a lot of like extrinsic motivators that I thought were intrinsic motivators.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's really vague. I don't really feel like explaining, but that's just like what I think when I think about it.
Mhm.
Like I thought I personally cared about these things, but then like the more I had time to like actually sit down and think, the more I was like, wait, I don't actually care. It's other people around me that are saying that I should care, or other factors that are making me think that I should want to do these. And so, in that respect, I feel like my perspective on a lot of things has shifted. And I feel like it's because of like this year specifically having, because like when you're around people, right, like your thinking changes and is very influenced by people. But because I spent so much time by myself, I think I got a little better at figuring out what I was actually thinking. And it's really strange because I feel like I always sort of have prided myself on being someone who like knows what they think and like I know what I'm talking about for myself, but that's not true.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 literally just took all extrinsic factors away, except for like whoever's in your household
Mm-hmm.
and what you see on the news.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it plays out when hopefully things go back to normal and there are more extrinsic factors in your life and see if it holds up. Not like it's a challenge to what you how you grew over the past few months, but in the sense of like I hope that it did.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely yeah, because people are gonna come back.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I agree. I was just about to say that.
Or the simulation saves our butt.
Do you all have any 2020 reflections?
I feel like I relate to a lot of stuff that you said. Although I would say that I'm a pretty introspective person in general, even before the pandemic. And yeah, I feel like, especially through college, I've always either made an effort to take the time to think about myself and like what I want, or I've been forced to take the time to think about these things. So when the pandemic hit, I feel like spending that time alone, it didn't necessarily change a lot of stuff that I thought about myself, but I feel like it gave me a lot of relief from external factors. It sucks not being able to see your friends and also having the school year cut short like that, where everyone was just sent home. That was definitely rough, but also I don't know. I feel like my college years were also like pretty rough in general. So I know this pandemic has been rough for a lot of people, but for me, it's also given me a sense of relief. And also being able to spend more time with my family, I feel like
Mhm.
has solidified that.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I said, externally chaotic, but internally still chaotic, but in a different way.
Mhm.
I don't think life will ever stop being like that. Like just internal chaos. For me anyways.
There's no point in planning anything. That's also something that I learned.
Oh yeah, I relate. For me, I think it's along the same lines of it made me come face to face with things that I was putting aside about myself. But well, I'm feeling a lot of cognitive dissonance in the sense that I did a lot in quarantine on my own without any of these like external factors, which I feel pretty good about. And so like I've gained a little confidence in certain areas of my life. But then also I've like it's the privilege that I have is just so in my face
Oh yeah.
that it's like a thing that I'm kind of battling with myself, which is just another privileged thing within itself. I'm overthinking being privileged, which is a problem. It's just very clear what I've benefited just being born into the life that I live and the other people and the things that other people don't have in terms of essentials and social norms, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially with all the movements that are happening, which I'm sure everyone is also feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, such a light light topic for this podcast.
Yeah. Uh, I literally feel like 2021 doesn't exist.
No, I think like it's kind of like the end of the movie and you just roll the credits.
No, yeah, really. Like, I literally, like, first of all, I can't believe that it's December 2020. This year almost feels like it doesn't exist. And then I have no plans for 2021. Wait, because like one of the things we have written on this list is like, oh, do you guys have New Year's resolutions? No, like breathe, be a human.
Oh my God, that's so true. Although I feel like for me, I've never planned ahead. I feel like I've never made New Year's resolutions or tried to envision the future like that. So this kind of just feels normal. Not thinking into 2021 feels it doesn't feel weird for me.
I plan for everything and like I think I feel the same in that I have no plans, but I also have so many plans. Because I think the future plans are the only thing keeping me sane of in being in the present. Early on in the pandemic, I wrote a journal entry of just imagining my ideal future within like a year. It almost read like a fictional story where I was like, I can't, there's no way that's ever going to happen to me. But slowly trying to roll that into motion. But it's still like, I feel like that's a lot of like movie themes where they're like, let's just crush their hope and there's nothing left. But we still have that hope right now. At least I do. Or else I think I'm gonna combust.
Oh man.
Wait, I feel like I want to scratch what I said before because I for 2020 because normally I don't plan for anything. Even like for school, a lot of times I would just kind of just do as much work as I could with the time that I had, but I never planned out, okay, this day I'm gonna do this, tomorrow I'm gonna do this. I don't know why I've never done that before, but I just didn't. But I feel like during the pandemic, because every day was exactly the same, I ended up actually planning out my time more for day-to-day activities and also finding kind of like a schedule where I would take my government mandated walks, or I would work in the morning and then work out in the afternoon and then like relax in the evening. And that was my routine for the months of April, May, throughout the summer. I'm just realizing now that that's really something that I've never done before, where I actually planned my day out like that.
Doesn't it feel good?
It does. I can't go back now.
I love planning every hour of my day.
Okay, but I feel like for the big picture stuff, like year by year, I'm still not there yet, where I don't want to think about the future, so I'm just not planning.
Honestly, that's probably the best. Because as Kat said, don't plan, there's no point.
Wait, I was talking to a friend the other day and we were saying how the best decisions that we've made in life in general have been gut decisions. Nothing that I've ever planned has worked out. Overall, my experience with planning has just been bad. Everything that I've planned has sucked, and then all of my YOLO gut decisions have been like the best thing ever.
Can I share a take on that?
Yeah.
Is it because there are like no expectations for YOLOing it? So you're just like, whatever happens, happens. And then if it turns out good, it's 10 times better.
Maybe it's more so that I like give up on my plans. Declaring my major and stuff, like that was a YOLO move. But then I like planned to be pre-med and like that didn't work out. Life in general, I feel like has taught me specifically to not plan anything. Anyway, that's a tangent. I feel like that probably doesn't really matter. I have no plans.
It's like, don't make plans, and also things don't matter. Nothing matters. But that's like a freeing thing, you know? You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. We're all just.
What did we learn today? Nothing matters.
This is a little chaotic.
Yeah, we don't want to spread too much negativity into the world.
But maybe this is what the people want to hear. Like, instead of being like, oh, we need to be positive.
I know, it's like we're relatable.
Yeah.
Hey, if someone out there is listening to this and you're spiraling, we are too.
Yeah, spiral with us. So I have this one friend, and I think she listens to our podcast, so she's gonna know that I'm talking about her. Shout out to you. But for like the past, literally since 2016, so like I've known her for a while, but literally since 2016, every year without fail, this girl is like, it's gonna be our year, like it's gonna be so good. And literally from the first year I've heard her say that, it's gonna be our year, the years have gotten progressively worse. And so this year I was like, girl, you cannot say that 2021 is going to be our year because you're going to somehow conjure a year that's worse than 2020. And so yeah, this year she did not say that 2021 was going to be our year. And I think that is reflective of the attitude that a lot of people have. We don't need it to be the best year, most amazing year ever. We just need it to be marginally better than 2020 and we'll all be okay. I think that's part of the reason why I don't really have any thoughts, expectations, or whatever for the new year, just because I feel like we're going to have a little bit of an upward trajectory and that's enough for me. Like, I don't need the nitty gritty. I don't need extravagant promises and expectations or anything like that. Like, I'm just okay with things maybe being a little bit better. And that's that.
I feel like that's probably true for a lot of people because everything was shut down. It simplified a lot of people's life. Obviously, it brought a lot of pain and trouble to everyone, but also it helped simplify all of our lives because we couldn't do anything. And at least for me, it made me a little bit more grateful for little things instead of expecting big things to happen in order to make me happy or anything like that.
Mm.
Yeah, just keep expectations low, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep chugging along.
Wow, we are so real. I really like this. Like, we're not sugarcoating anything because it's honestly like, I think that's what this is the attitude that most people should have, or else they're going to be really disappointed.
Yeah.
This is a tangent, but when I watch YouTube, there's like certain people who only say positive things. I like literally cannot watch their stuff because I'm like, no, I can't. Like, you gotta put some negativity in there.
Gotta be real.
Yeah.
Because I was like listening to a podcast. Well, it was Megan Batoon, so when she listens to this podcast, we should collab. But she was talking about how she had a positive mindset. And I don't understand how when I like listen to her, I'm like, yeah, positivity, that's how I get through. But then I also talk to you guys and it's like, no, be realistic. Keep expectations low. So I guess it depends on what I use each one for, but I don't know. I believe in all of them.
There's power to both, right? If you're aware of negativity, then it's more likely to motivate you to change something, to take action. But also for positivity, if you have a good thing and then it's like you want to keep it there. So it's like motivates you to, I don't know.
Yeah. Because if you're too negative, that's detrimental too, right? If you're too positive, that's just being naive, which is also detrimental. Do you guys have TLDRs?
Oh, how do we TLDR this?
TLDR, there's no point in having a TLDR because nothing matters.
That speaks for all three of us.
It was going to be basically the same thing. It was just going to be like, adopt a dog because it doesn't matter.
Because everything sucks at the end of the day.
Wow, this is the best podcast. What was your first point that you had? It was don't plan for things.
Oh yeah, that's another TLDR. Don't plan for things because nothing matters.
And everything sucks.
Bye, Jane.
Bye, Jane.
Bye, Jane.